Hey, Pat Rigsby here, and in today's episode, I want to talk with you about attracting the right people. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Fitness Business School podcast, the show for fitness business owners who want to grow their income, increase their impact, and improve their lifestyle. Be sure to listen till the end of this episode because we have a brand new special offer exclusive for listeners. So stay tuned.
Part of being a business owner for the last 20 years has been really just being in the prospect or client attraction business. And the reality is you'll hear business owners very frequently say, the agency I'm using, they're bringing me in the wrong people, or the quality of leads aren't good, or these people are tire kickers, or whatever else. And I've kind of always been of the mentality that if you're attracting the wrong people, it's your fault. And I've been guilty of this too, right? Like I've been guilty of putting out messaging that might attract people because it's popular in the market. Hey, we'll guarantee this result, or we'll deliver this many people or this much revenue to your door. And I've always been relatively motivated to do that, maybe in the wrong way of thinking, like, hey, we'll do a better job in delivering a result than other people. We'll be more effective at doing this. And I think sometimes my competitive instincts would get the best of me. But the reality is, if you put messaging out that is attractive to maybe more of a desperate audience, a business owner that's really in dire straits, then that's what you get. And I think that's the way that it has evolved every time through that I've witnessed. So years ago, I helped a good friend who has since passed away launch his first fitness boot camp, a gentleman named Sam Bakhtiar. I remember when we were at the Long Beach Perform Better, and we loaded a lot of boot camp equipment into the back of his car because at that point he had a place called Fit Concepts that was a personal training studio, and he wanted to launch this other thing. Fast forward a handful of years later, and Sam had just grown the boot camp side of things to, I think at that point it was 4 or 5 locations, and he was getting ready to license it. And I consulted with him to package it up as a area exclusive licensing program because he had this program that really grew his business just rapidly. And it was this lose 20 in 6 free challenge that was based on attracting people with the word free, but there was a deposit. And Jim Launch took that and ran with it, and a bunch of other people did stuff. But Sam was the one who originated it. And actually, Alex Hormozy was Sam's apprentice, which you can go find on some old websites way back in the day. And that's where he got the idea. And the Lose 20 in 6 Challenge and Sam's boot camps were all really designed to tap into kind of the lower middle income market in Southern California originally. That was an audience that he felt like was underserved, and they could go in and really make inroads because he felt like most of the people catering to the fitness market were always looking for upper middle class or affluent. And it was amazing. I mean, Sam eventually grew his business to 9 figures. But when he would license this out, there would be people who had a semi-private training studio that kind of catered to a more affluent crowd. And it was a very much a personalized service, and everything felt very kind of boutique, and each client got a lot of individual attention. And then somebody would say, hey, here's an opportunity. I'm going to go bolt this Lose 20 in 6 challenge on and license it from Sam. And so I went and witnessed a couple of these launches that Sam would go do when he'd do these installs. And it was amazing. The crowd that came in, they were a completely different crowd than the clientele that was already at the gym. They financially they were in a different place. I mean, the registration form for the challenge would have like spots where you could break up the payment over 3 different credit cards if you needed to for the deposit, which was not the financial status of the people doing semi-private training or something in that facility. And almost always the gym owner would kind of be miffed a little bit. They'd be like, wait a minute, this isn't attracting the right type of people. I'm like, yeah, you picked an offer that is not something that would be attractive to your clientele. What did you think was going to happen? And it just was such a powerful reminder that something can be a great idea and there can be a really responsive market, but that doesn't mean it's the market you're looking for. So if you want to attract the right people, you have to have the right language. You have to have congruent images. I mean, if you want to attract people who are already in business, you can't talk about launching something. It's probably more like fixing something or renovating something, right? It's not getting something off the ground. It's not a startup. If you want to attract people who are really interested in joining a training facility, a cookbook, a grilling guide, something like that, there's no direct correlation. Sure, you can build an audience, but that doesn't mean they're that audience. I think some people get really eager to go join people's done-for-you content programs and everything else because sometimes they're really well done, they're professional, they're aesthetically pleasing, but they wonder why it's not bringing in the people they want to bring in. I'm like, because it's not your message and it's not specific to your crowd. And maybe it's casting a wide net. It's talking about nutrition when you sell training or something like that. There are no shortage of ways to put your message out in the market. And some people get caught up in this just distribution of more and more content without thinking about who would be attracted to this content? Who am I speaking to? Who am I going to connect with? Who is this going to be really important to? Because that is the person most likely to respond and walk through my front door. So ideally, it should be the right person, and you should craft your message and distribute it in the right places accordingly. So if you want to attract the right people, don't lose sight of the fact that the right people come from the right message. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fitness Business School. Before you go, I have a quick announcement. One of the things that we've been doing with our current clients is taking them through this ideal business diagnostic. And really what it is this checklist that allows you to pinpoint exactly what your business needs next so you can keep improving, keep growing, and build a business that you love to own. One that pays you well, one that allows you to have the impact you want to have, and one that allows you to have a lifestyle that you truly enjoy. In this diagnostic, we walk through everything and we do an evaluation and can instantly pinpoint what you need to do next to build that business that you want. I'm going to extend this opportunity to get on with either me or my team and take you through this evaluation and fix your business's most vital needs fast. So if we take you through this, you're going to be able to make those vital changes that you need to finally have what I call your ideal business. If you'd be interested in going through this entirely free, risk-free diagnostic with us and learn what you already have in place, what you're doing well, and where your greatest opportunities for rapid improvement are, just shoot me an email with diagnostic in the subject line to pat@patrigsby.com. Again, an email to pat@patrigsby.com with diagnostic in the subject line will get you scheduled and take you through this evaluation to help you build the business you want.